Two good teams going at it for a spot in the granny. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, Loxton North, they've fluked a home prelim final. They'll take on Barmera Monash. We'll just quickly recap how both teams have got here. Loxton North went down in the qualifying second semi-final to Renmark. The Rovers have got the week off. They're in their fifth straight grand final. Barmera Monash won last Sunday. They defeated Waikerie in pretty convincing fashion in the end. Let us go to the ground level where Nobby Norton is roaming on the ground. Nobby, have we got a copy?
Yep. G'day, fellas. G'day, everyone. Welcome to 5RM Riverland football here at Loxton. Take from their huddle and get ready to get into it. Ground's in excellent condition. There was a slight breeze coming across the oval from the coaches' boxes towards the commentary position. Flag just fluttering, not really favouring any end, guys.
Thanks for that, Nobby. Look, both sides lining up at the moment, and we've had a couple of changes since last week, Nobby, and we'll just, I guess, run through them just quickly. For Loxton North, a couple out, Jai Drake and Kai Filkey out of the side, a couple of big ends, John T. Coney back into the side, also Tom Eleftheriadis, and Ben, Nobby, we believe Barmera Monash may have made one change as well.
We've got Jacob Trudgeon has gone out of this lineup as far as I can tell, and young Trent Ogle, who played in the 18s last week, he's come in. So, probably looking at Loxton North with, those two ends are pretty massive. Tommy Eleftheriadis is going to give them a bit in terms of height, and Jonty's a lovely little goal sneak. But, Trent Ogle, I think Barmera Monash are pretty much full strength. This is almost the best they've got, I would imagine.
Interesting to see how the Barmera Monash, without a recognised ruckman, go against the Loxton North big fellas today, fellas.
Here it is, siren sounds. Prelim final underway at Loxton North. The ruckmen go battle. No one gets a touch on the footy at all. Freeman got a second punch at it, but then it was Eckerman for the Panthers that got the ball away. And the Panthers are hot early, and they've taken the ball out to the far wing, and Tyson Kent has held a mark, and it's just hold station for a second. That'll be a quick start from the Panthers.
Yeah, Kent and Justin Proud on the wings for Loxton North.
And the Panthers have gone up quickly, have hit Jack Obst at centre-half forward. Nobby, just quickly, hang on, we'll just watch what happens here. Obst moves sideways and just finds Ryan Proud. He's a little
high up.
Yeah, left a little bit unaccounted for there, Nobby.
He's had his preliminary final haircut too, fellas.
Kicks up to the forward pocket. Some great defence from Barmera Monash, and they get their hands on it. Ball taken the ground and tackled. Umpire Kayla Suriotis says, my footy. And just quickly, it's her 150th game today too, Nobby and Ben.
Congratulations to her. So ball up in the action early. Loxton North, interesting that the guns have started in the middle in Lewis and Kent and Kudra in there as well, but Barmera Monash scrapping here. Fraser Sampson hunting the ball against Ryan Proud. Sampson gets there first, but he's tackled pretty strongly by
important today for Loxton North to keep the pressure on the Barmera Monash half-back line, fellas, and not give them any easy exits.
Good call, Nobby. We look forward to seeing you back up in the commentary box very soon. A ball in, just in the forward pocket for Loxton North. Once again, ruckman unable to get their hands on it. Umpire has seen something here. Loxton North get the free. They tried to move it on quickly, but advantage not paid there. Small kick to Justin Proud. Drop short. Handball back to Kudra. Kudra was under pressure from the Barmera Monash Roos. Ball now a couple of spill possessions. Dylan Eltheriadis, another thumb ball. Ball tackled. Umpire Kayla Suriotis says, my footy. Panthers probably got out of that pretty lightly there, Ben.
Yeah, well, we saw how dangerous Barmera Monash can be in transition last week and throughout the year as well, particularly in the back half. So, probably not a bad sign for the Panthers if they can hold them up on the wing where the ball is now. Justin Proud with the footy trying to get away. Sam Butterworth's in there as well. He gets there first. Ball's going to come out, but there's been a whistle. Ball's going to come back. I think it's Butterworth that's going to get the footy. I think he was held onto there out of the contest. And there's been a bit of afters, so there'll be a 25-metre penalty for the Roos. So they should be able to enter inside 50 here through the skipper and Sam Butterworth. So just floating forward of the wing now. Weighing up his options. DeMichelle gives a lead. He goes over his head. Down the line, the pack flies. The ball's come out the back. Wesley's got there first, but he's tackled strongly by his Loxton North opponent, and the player is rewarded. That was... Who was that, Lockie?
Just having a look at my binoculars. That is Brad Beswick.
Okay.
For the Loxton North
Strong
Panthers.
tackle.
Quite a distance from some of the play here at Loxton North. Beswick takes the kick, brings it club room side. Ball punched out of bounds over the line. Still no one yet to score on the Aquatic League Control Australia scoreboard. And still in the first few minutes of this prelim final. Both sides haven't been in a grand final for some time. Barmera Monash 2016, Loxton North 2017. Ball in. spills forward. Good clearance from Jake Smith from the Barmera Monash Roos. Now up in the forward pocket. Barmera Monash looking hungry. Umpire's seen something here, and Loxton North are going to get the free kick. Ben Lennon.
So the Panthers play on, elect to go through the middle, so Tyson Kent's found a bit of space. He takes on one, Barmera Monash Roo, and uses the ball well. Finds Justin Proud, who has to dive to take the mark, so just held up a little bit here, the Panthers. As Nobby Norton comes back into the com box. Hits up a target, that's Scotty Lewis in the middle of the ground. Probably a good player to have the ball in the hands of. Another little chip kick, so Ryan Proud again is finding himself up the ground probably a little bit more than we're used to. Normally seen playing one out in the goal square in the cage. But he's got the footy forward of centre for the Panthers, goes inside 50, and the mark has been paid to the Barmera Monash player in Jack Albrecht, so a nice interception there for the Roos.
Yeah, great bit of defence from Barmera Monash. They now bring the ball up the guts, and this is what we've seen the Barmera Monash do this year. They are hot.
Lost it in the sun.
Drogamella dropped that one.
I think he might have lost it in the sun. Tommy Eleftherios picks up the ball and fends off Drogamella pretty easily. Goes inside 50, but the Roos again are there, but there's a free kick paid. And 25 metres as well, so North should get a clear shot on goal here, and it's Jack Obst who's going to be the beneficiary.
Obst providing North with a target at centre half forward. A good move from the coaching group.
He was team of the year at full-back last year, so it's nice to have a swing man in the ranks.
Yeah, look, interesting. There's a bit of feeling in the game, boys. I watched Justin Proud throw Sam Butterworth to the ground long after he got rid of it, just to let him know that he's out there to play today.
Certainly is. Panthers convert, and that is the first movement on the Aquatic League Control Australia scoreboard. The Panthers take first blood this afternoon at Loxton North.
Another thing to notice out there, guys, in that early couple of passages of play, Loxton North throwing the handball around recklessly, which was only adding to the pressure on the next player that got the ball. A little bit like watching the AFL last night with Essendon. You fumbled that first possession, there was 4 Collingwood players all over him, and that's how Barmera play. If you're not clean with the ball, the pressure comes.
Well, let's hope we get a closer game than we saw last night between the Pies and the Bombers.
Well, it was okay for my multi, Ben.
Yes. Ball back in the centre. We'll take the ball up. Oh, great tap from Hampel, but didn't go too far. And it stacks on the mill. My footy says umpire Golding.
Are you giving any kudos to Sandy Roberts for that, using that saying, Lockie?
What's that, stacks on the mill?
Yep.
No, I'm not. But Sandy, one of the finest commentators in Australian football, Australian sporting history, just quietly. Ball now in the forward 50 for Barmera Monash. Can they make something out of this? They trail by a goal in the early stages. The prelim final, Riverland football on 5RM.
They look better for Barmera Monash, Ben. Reece Lehman coming up and getting his hands on it. He found it hard to get his hands on it last Sunday, even though they won.
Often goes unrewarded, his work. Being probably the only recognised tall forward up there for the Roos, but always provides a lead-up option. So the ball just stranded on that far side in front of the scoreboard, just outside of the Roos forward 50 at the moment.
Gee whiz, guys, a grand final crowd here today, and it is a grand final for these two sides to get to the grand final.
Oh, it's a glorious day as the ball now moves through the centre. Tommy Lithuriadis back into the side. Great mark. Kicks up to centre half forward. Can the Panthers take a mark? They can through Coney. And that's Caleb. Caleb lets it get on quickly. Finds Justin Proud unaccompanied, and he'll go back. Probably 50-50 on range here for Justin Proud.
Just realised that. Passes it off to Kent. Kent also probably too far to score, so he's going to have to find a new target.
Interesting play from Loxton North, because a bit like Barmera, they're trying to keep the ball away from them.
Oh, a shocking kick from Kent off the ground. Found its way to the forward pocket. It's going to spill out of bounds. No, it's not. The Barmera Monash Roos managed to hold it in, and Patrolway gets his hands on the footy. Kicks up the line, but defensive mark there taken from Loxton North in Cody Vomar, the captain. He gets it on quickly back to the centre. Finds former captain Josh Nelson.
The risk with this sort of play is you have to be precise with your disposal. You turn it over and you're in trouble.
It also isn't exactly how they've played their footy for the majority of this year. So I think lefties sort of put a bit of focus on needing to be patient sometimes and knowing when to go. So maybe we're just seeing that a little bit here.
Turnover there to Jamison Whitbourne, all on his own at halfback. Shoots the ball out to the coach, Sampson. Handball on. This is more like the Barmera Monash we see with the rebound from Bonnie to Millard.
This is the prelim final of Riverland football on 5RM. The Roos getting the footy on quickly. A couple of quick handballs. Jake Smith got it back. Found its way to Aidan Hodgson, one of the revelations this season. Kick up to half forward and a great mark from Barmera Monash.
The Growers Services Riverland mark of the day to date. taken by Max Petrollo. Had a great game last Sunday and he's continued on.
Kicked up to 2.5 forward to set of the footy. Oh, and dangerous kick when you're going in front of goal. Big tackle from Loxton North. Holding the footy. No, it's not.
Both sides look up for it today. There's a few big bodies being thrown around here. This is good. Intensity is good early on, which is what you want in the prelim, and it's probably going to be a case of who can keep going the longest. But Benny Drogamala has roped one out of the pack and absolutely nailed the shot on the run, so the Roos are on the board. Yeah,
nice play there from Drogamala, guys. He read the ball well off the pack, took 2 steps, took it cleanly, took 2 steps and did not miss.
Great play from Ben Drogamala from the Barmera Monash Roos. He read that footy very well, and could be a contender for the Surf to Suit goal of the day. Early stages, just a quick one too. Best on ground today. We've got a new sponsor. Riverland Steel have jumped on board, and we need to make sure we get this one right because the best on ground today is going to pick up a $100 gift card at Riverland Steel spent.
Are we going to help Ben out with the selections? You're going to go 3, 2, 1, the three of us?
When did I sign up to be the person that makes this decision?
I think what we'll do, Ben, is we'll each do a 3, 2, 1 and
so you've got no faith in me. That's fine.
No, plenty of faith in you, mate.
Good.
Barmera Monash get the clearance after ball back in the centre, but it was intercepted from Cody Vomard from the Panthers on half-back. Finds Justin Proud. He's had a fair bit of the footy early.
Gee, it was an interesting look from Vomard. Then he was looking up ground all the time to move it quickly, but couldn't see anyone, so moved it wide.
Yeah, centres the footy to Scott Lewis, and the Panthers have gone the switch coast to coast. Alec Kudra with the footy. Ooh, holds up.
Looked like he played on, but just backtracked a little bit. Finds Waldridge, though, on the bounce. Shakes off a Barmera tackle. Yeah, just a bit of confusion whether it looks like he's going to get a free kick for too high here. So Waldridge just outside 50.
I thought he was a bit lucky there, Ben.
Looks like he stepped over the line before any of that happened, but it's not going to matter because Aidan Hodgson has barely had to move to take that intercept mark.
It's twice North have turned the ball over easily at centre half back, this time giving away 25 metres.
It's the third of the day.
Looks more like 50, that one to me.
It's not been too long. A little bit of ill discipline creeping in for both sides as well, but there's a Barmera player in mock trying to find this ball when desperate, dives on the footy, but he's given away a free kick for below the knees. Advantage is paid here. Jonty Coney back in the side, plays on, goes inside 50. But a great mark there by Sullivan, who's been a revelation in the last couple of months for the Roos.
North forwards getting caught behind their Barmera Monash defenders and paying the price.
Ball now on the far wing. Umpire's seen something. Todd Charlton's called a free, and Barmera Monash will get the footy. That's Jake Smith. Just takes it wide, finds Ogle. Just holds station for a second. Brings it back in. Finds the 19 of Whitbourne.
Ogle was best on ground for their under-18s last weekend, and will add a bit of pace to the lineup.
I've seen him feature a couple of times this year, and he's definitely
lovely
held his
mark
own.
there. Lovely mark, fellas. A lovely Grower Services Riverland contender. Petrole again.
Yep.
He's got the monopoly on it today.
Found Di Michelle and a quick handball over the top to Drogamala, but that's gone out of bounds, and Scott Lewis for the Panthers is going to take the free. In the back pocket, goes attacking, goes on the switch, finds Kent. There's a paddock this side of the ground. Ben Lennon's doing a bit of commentary box coaching.
Gee whiz. Not sure who it was.
I'm not sure whether that's the easiest way to get to goals, though, fellas, but probably the safest.
Finds right, looks for Ryan Proud. Ball spills out in front of him. Tries to shrug the tackle. He was wrapped up by
Dylan Millard,
and that's holding the footy.
A couple of experienced players going head-to-head.
Yeah, about in the same pace range too,
yes,
I reckon.
Yep. I think they might have orchestrated that.
Millard moves the footy up. Wesley flew up for the footy, didn't get a hand on it. And
nice work by Dylan, the theory artist there, to get the ball to his teammate.
It's the Loxton North Wesley.
Free kick for in the back, so Kent in the middle of the ground. They're going to go quickly here. Aldridge now with the footy. Goes deep forward. Looks for Obst and finds him. So Jack Obst is going to go back and try and convert his second goal of the day and the second goal for the Panthers on the We Control Australia scoreboard. But, must be said, fairly tight angle here. Tough shot, Nobby.
Yeah, he's on the right side for a right footer, if you know what I mean. Hey, good play by Zach Waldridge up the ground. That's where he needs to be, up there where he's got a bit more room to run and use that beautiful left foot kick.
Such an important link-up player.
Yep.
So, Jack Obst for Loxton North. Ball on the way. Bit of a wobbly kick, and marked in the goal square from Barmera Monash. No one from North got a hand on it. That was
Relatively
bizarre.
Unopposed.
You can't let that happen in your 10-metre square in the forward lines. You must have a contest.
Nobby, you were talking about this morning.
Yep.
Forward pressure from Loxton North, and that was a good example of non-forward pressure.
The only way you're going to get that is actually play man-to-man. Because even if Barmera drop an extra back, you've got to send someone back with them.
So Barmera Monash working the footy out. They've got it up to half back. It's a loose footy now.
Lovely pickup.
Dodging traffic was not Hodgson, Wesley. Handball back. Shakes the footy again. Got all the time in the world. Dan Wesley kicks up to half forward and it's spilled out of bounds. So a wasted opportunity there for Barmera Monash.
Look, that's the sort of kick a visiting team will often get caught doing, kicking out into that defensive pocket. You need to aim that ball straight down the middle from where he was.
So, ball's now back up.
Judge
Loxton North.
Sherpick at centre half back.
You were a bit
Loxton
worried
North.
about him last week, Nobby, with the injury, but he's out there, right?
Interesting though, Westfold. Mail was that he was probably going to suit up today, but no good in the end.
Yeah. Joel's, he's one of the smarter footballers I've actually met in my time, Ben. So I
Long
think,
list, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's good, great tackle there from Coney. That's Caleb. Gets it on quickly. The ball now in the forward 50 for Loxton North. Can they take a mark? They can. That's Tom Eleutheriadis. Tommy Lefty back into the side today. Just goes back and says, I'm going to have a crack at goal.
North getting a few opportunities, but very wide of the centre corridor, Ben.
That was really intelligent by Jonty Coney there.
Yeah.
Just floated in the space, so his Barmera opponent couldn't affect the contest, and it ended up being an easy mark for Tommy. But you're right, they are having to go wide at the moment, so Tommy's going to come in now and have a crack. Looks pretty good off the boot, though. Masood behind the goals likes it, and Tommy likes it as well.
Look, fellas, I'm going to give that the early running in the surf to suit Loxton goal of the day, I think, just for the pure simplicity of it and the brilliance of actually kicking a drop punt through the middle. A few AFL players could get a look at that.
Back in the side today after a bit of an absence. Tommy Lefty, but he's hit the scoreboard early, so he'll be happy with that. North are up and about. 2-1 to kick things off.
Yes.
I still feel that Barmera are outnumbering them at the ball, though, fellas.
Still a bit to run in this first quarter on the Murray Pest Control clock, I would have thought. Ball back in the centre. We have another ball up. Sherpig now doing the ruck work. No one. They both jumped too early. Sherpig got a one hand, one bounce, but unfortunately it's not backyard cricket. You can't claim that job.
6 minutes left on the Murray Pest Control clock, too, fellas, in this first quarter.
Another ball up. Umpire's seen something, and Barmera Monash will get the free here. North impending there.
I'm not sure we've seen a hit yet.
No, it's a bit. It's far from a textbook in ruck work this afternoon so far.
Told to play on is Freeman. Goes forward for the ruse, but
Coney again.
What's the North?
No, it's Adam Wesley, I think, fellas.
Yep.
Adam Wesley spears the ball into Sherpick for Loxton North at centre half back, looking for an option to relieve the pressure.
Panthers holding up pretty well across half back to start with.
Not here, though.
Finds Ryan Proud, like a ship navigating a harbour, guided through the snag markers.
Must have been just a snick on that from Jordan Freeman,
Think
Ben,
so.
on the way through.
Get Snicko up in a moment if we can. Lockie Windle with the technology here at Panther Park.
Yep, Fraser Sampson for Barmera Monash there getting the clearance kick away to the half-forward flank, but it didn't go much further. And another stoppage we have. It's a sunny afternoon out there, Nobby. Deceivingly warm, it must be said.
Yeah, I did put the long sleeves on thinking it,
Yep.
it does get a bit fresh out here, but no, it's a beautiful day.
Got here during the 15s and it was a little bit cold. I thought I made the right decision. I was proven wrong very quickly.
Yeah, I did rug up thinking it was going to be an Arctic day.
Word out of the canteen was that the heaters are on up here this morning, boys, for the early game, and now that we have the air conditioner on.
It's quite nice in the box.
Yes, we do feel like we're in, it is an ocean liner at the bridge up here. Ball now, it's still in the half-forward region. We've got a player on the ground.
That's Judge Sherpick taking down. He tried to pat the ball over to his teammate, but was taken high by Freeman.
It's taking a little bit of time
Gets
to get
back
up,
up.
but it's okay.
Both sides screaming for the footy. Sherpick does the right thing, kicks down the line. Oh, just went straight through, clean bowled. Both teams diving hard on the footy. Dylan Millard gets the handball away while he was tackled from Tommy Lefty and lifted up and...
Handballed out of bounds.
So, kick away, going deep into the pocket and punched over the line.
It's Justin Bonney there.
Justin Bonney there.
For the Roos.
He plays that sweeper role very well, doesn't he, Ben? Like, he's almost the quarterback there for him.
Yeah, that was a very necessary interception there because Kudra and Coney were ready to pounce on that.
So his direct opponent's Jonty Coney. He needs to work him away from the ball when that's happening.
2 goals, plays 1 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. It's Loxton North with the advantage so far. Less than 5 to run on the Murray Pest Control clock. Best on ground thoughts so far, Nobby, or best on quarter for Riverland Steel?
Too early for me, Lockie. I'm still processing the data. It's even.
Right, just got to make sure we get that right today. Oh, ball now. Loxton North look attacking. Ryan Proud, quick handball out. Looked for Coney. That was Jonty in there. And Barmera Monash, great defence again. They managed to clear it out.
Trent Ogle flies for the footy.
Fletcher drifted down off the back line, gets a kick at half forward for Loxton North, shoots it back in. Left theory out, it's out it again. Left theory out is Tommy, that is.
Couple of quick tackles. The ball's flying everywhere. This is like a hot potato. No one wants to get their hands on it. Hot. And a free kick to Barmera Monash in the back pocket.
Consistent interpretation by the umpires there. If anyone on top of their opponent, it's in the back.
That's what you want.
It's Mock with the footy. Oh no, it's gone back to
Justin Bonney at full back. Finds a man in the back pocket for Barmera Monash. It's Sam Butterworth. He looks out the far side wing.
It's not a bad kick, but it's intercepted well by the Loxton North player. So Panthers, gee whiz.
Cody Vomard got a kick away, but it was smothered quickly. But the Panthers get another bite at it. Finds Caleb Coney. He gets a kick into the attacking 50, looks for a target, finds Jonty Coney.
But the umpire found that he pushed him in the back before the ball got there, Lockie. So that's...
Yep, probably was there.
And the ump was in the perfect position too, fellas.
Barmera Monash, just small kicks, trying to clear it out. Of course, Jonty Coney back into the side today, younger brother of Caleb, back from...
This is the guy they got to put pressure on, Butterworth, Ben.
Yeah, can't allow him to roam around, and he's such a good user of the footy and kicks up the ground now. Hodgson strong in the contest, but North are there to clean up. So it's Shapley now with the footy, but held up by Jake Smith and driven into the ground.
Sling tackle's been called.
Yeah, I think that was probably there.
That was there. That's old-fashioned junkyard dog action there, which unfortunately the game's gone past it a bit.
Yeah, 2008. Never heard of a sling tackle. He's been playing a while.
Good kick though by Shapley. He found Waldridge and he goes out about 25 metres out, and Coney's drifted into the forward 50 and taken a pretty impressive mark in amongst a few different bodies there. So Caleb Coney with the footy.
Well, Ben, I reckon, matter of fact, that could even be the Growers Services Riverland mark of the day, at least in the contest.
What do you got?
I got Max Petrola and now I've got Caleb Coney.
Kicking to the Loxton North school end here at Loxton North this afternoon.
And if you're going to make Justin Bonney accountable as his direct opponent, you've got to put these through.
So, Coney for goal number 3 for the Panthers. Pretty much straight in front. Misses. Ooh.
Yeah, just hanging out to the right-hand side. Couldn't have asked to be any straighter in front there. So Butterworth's going to eventually collect the ball here, and Roos just taking their time here. Very methodical again, as we've seen a little bit.
This role of Butterworth in the back lines and then drifting forward, you'd be almost tempted to have someone run with him, wouldn't you, Ben?
Yeah, you would, but it's a tough task because he's a very fit man and he's not going to stop running all day. So you need maybe to run a couple of people with him.
That ball was always going to come out to Matthew Mock right from before he picked it up.
Small kick back inboard, finds Bonney.
Those 3 names are the 3 that did the damage last Sunday, fellas.
Bonney on half-back for Barmera Monash, brings it wider, looks for Jake Smith, who takes a good mark.
So direct opponent for Jake Smith being Scott Lewis. That'd be an interesting contest, fellas.
Kicks up the line, looks to half forward. Can someone from Barmera Monash take a mark? No, they can't. Good defensive pressure from Loxton North. Ball spills out the back. Couple of tackles, and umpire Todd Charlton says, my footy. As time ticks down in this first quarter, Riverland football on 5RM.
Yep, we're in the last seconds, fellas, on the Murray Pest Control clock. Time rapidly running out in this first quarter of the prelim final.
Another stoppage. Loxton North get a clearance out. Scott Lewis gets a handball away, but it went straight to Barmera Monash. Ball hasn't gone too far, though, and he's kicked it one over the line. And there it is, quarter time here at Loxton North. It's the Panthers 2-1-13 leading the Barmera Monash Roos, a 1-6. It's a sunny afternoon here at Loxton North for the Riverland Football League prelim final. We'll cross back to Trevor Scott in the sideline view studio. Trevor, what have you got?
Game, tightening it up a bit, and their goal coming from Ben Drugamella, who's an on-baller. So the goal scorers so far for Loxton North, Jack Opes and Tom Leftheriadis. For Barmera Monash, Ben Drugamella. Better players, Ben?
Yeah, there's probably a couple of sets of brothers, I reckon, to have a look at. Justin Proud, Ryan Proud, been really good so far. Ryan playing up the ground a little bit more than probably what we're used to seeing. Caleb Coney and Jonty Coney as well having an influence on the contest. In the middle of the ground, Tyson Kent has been everywhere, and Tommy Theriadis is a bit of a handy inclusion, I reckon. Just gives him a little bit of height up forward, and as does Jack Obst as well. So he's had a bit of an impact. But yeah, for the Roos, it's the usual suspects across half-back. Justin Bonney, Michael Mock has been good, and Sam Butterworth playing that sort of quarterback role. Like we said, he's been handy coming out of the back lines.
Yep. Kutra starting in the middle. Looks like he has a run with player in Jack Albrecht. I would
Yeah,
say.
they'll definitely need to curtail his influence as much as they can, but we're underway here again. Freeman wins the tap, but Hampel's first to it. Jake Smith now gets the clearance on the left boot, so sends Barmera Monash into attack, Lockie.
Yeah, kicking out of the school end. There's no breeze to mention out there, so you wouldn't think one end would be favouring the other, all but sun. Butterworth now, shot on goal for Barmera Monash. Oh, it was a quick kick, and minor score it is, and the Roos have come out quick after quarter time.
He's still running around unaccompanied. Both him and Barmera zone up here for the kick-in, with Sampson coming out into the half-back flank. But Loxton North, I'm thinking when you're zoned against, maybe you just man them up.
Loxton North take the kick out and find Dylan Eleftheriadis on the half-back line. Small kick over the top, finds Tommy. He tried his best to spill it out, but still got a mark, and then a wayward kick. Finds Fraser Sampson for the Roos. Kicks up, finds Drugamoa. Small kick for the Barmera Monash Roos into the forward 50, and they're going to go back for a shot on goal.
Ben, this shot at goal coming as a direct response to an error by a Loxton North player who didn't have to make that error, Tom.
Yeah, he probably had more time than he thought. And then in contrast, you see Sampson gets the ball and just waits and finds the right target. And now, like you said,
and this is how Loxton North have played all year. They just run and gun and pay the price for any turnovers.
So Wellington here fires off a shot for the Roos, hanging left, and it's just managed to go over the line for a point. So a couple of early scores here for the Roos, but I dare say they'd rather them in the goals column.
Yep, so the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard, Loxton North 2-1-13, Barmera Monash 1-2-8.
So Josh Nelson for the Panthers, who'll take the kick out, takes the football to the western side, looks for a target on a great mark.
Sullivan
Barmera Monash, Sullivan. So the Roos will go on the counter-attack already.
It also goes into the pool for the mark of the day, fellas.
Great kick from Sullivan. Finds Drogamullah with no one around him, so he'll go back from about 40 metres out, fairly directly in front. So he's already hit the scoreboard today, Drogamullah, and if they can get a few goals out of him, it's normally a pretty good barometer for the Roos playing well. If you're getting goals from the midfield, you're going the right.
This will be the contrast because we saw Caleb Coney have a shot from exactly the same spot at the end of the last quarter.
Got a ruckman manning the mark, but Drogamullah doesn't mind. That kick has sailed through. Accuracy, no problem. Distance, no problem. And Drogamullah's got a couple.
Yep.
Barmera have got a couple as well. So, good start to the second quarter for the Roos.
And you'd say, I know it's early days, but you've got to take your opportunities.
You certainly do, Nobby Norton. And you see the Loxton North defenders here all asking, well, who's standing who? I thought you had him. I thought you had him. Well, there's no time for that in the final, Nobby, is there?
I'm just trying to work it out. I think...
Nelson?
Looks like Josh Nelson might have Ben Drugamuller, and Josh not renowned for his close checking.
So...
More of a rebound player.
Midfielder resting in the back forward lines there, maybe. We'll have a bit of a look. Ball up, back in the setup. The all ruckman fly. It was Hampel that got the tap, but it was Jack Albrecht from Barmera Monash that read it well. Found Fraser Sampson. He got a hand on it. Intercept from Tommy Eleftheriadis. Paddles the ball forward, tries to pick it up again, does a volleyball tap over the top, and Todd Charlton says, we're not playing volleyball today, Tommy. That's a free kick to Barmera Monash.
He's really had a lot of energy early, but just not using it quite as well as he'd like. But the Roos have gone forward through Sampson here. Drogamullah's not required at all. Mitch Wellington has taken a very strong mark.
Yep, another contender for the Growers Services Riverland mark of the day, fellas.
We're piling them up today, Nobby. It's good stuff.
Yep, I've got half a page full already, fellas, with no particular winner in sight out of the 4 entries.
I like that, Nobby Norton. I like it a lot. So Mitch Wellington, this to get the Roos in front for the first time today.
He doesn't like it.
Well, they still go in front by 1 point.
What it is, fellas, is we're finally seeing Barmera Monash kicking the ball directly to a tall forward option.
Yeah, well, he made an impact last week as well, and even if he didn't hit the scoreboard too much, it's still that outlet kick and joining Reece Lehman in the 450. So, yeah, important for the Roos. Almost no run-up on that shot on goal, and he was still about 40 metres out. Freeman has a fly, but gets nowhere near the ball in the end.
That was an early attempt at the Growers Services Riverland mark of the day. Unfortunately, gave the free kick away to Fletcher.
Small kick to Lewis, just takes the footy wider, but umpire says bring it back. Cody Vomard's going to get it now.
Free kick, yep.
Small kick and finds Scott Lewis again. So we just had a replay. Why we bother with this, I don't know. But anyway.
It helps their stats, Lockie, I think.
Yep, all right. So Lewis finds Kudra.
This is where Kudra's got to get out into the open spaces. Take Jack Albrecht out into the space. Jack was harder around the football than he was. inside.
Thumping kick up the line. No one able to mark it. Ball spills forward. They all try and shark the footy. Oh, and it's Barmera Monash through Jack Sullivan that gets the hands on it. Finds
Michelle out there on the far side, and they're going to go inside 50, the Roos. There's a player running back with the flight, but there's a couple of North opponents there to get in front of Wesley and just win the ball here. So the Panthers should get out of this okay.
Wesley, Adam trying to get through there, but board unstuck and carried over the boundary line.
Yeah, I reckon that was Fletcher that was running back with the flight of the footy. Some courageous stuff there.
That's what we like to see. So a ball in deep inside the Barmera Monash forward 50 here. Ruckman go at it. No one really able to win a tap or a clearance. Wesley's closest for Barmera, but there's a free kick that's been paid.
It was Wesley on Wesley there for a second, fellas.
I think it's going to go the way of the Roos.
Spilios here, is it? No, it's number 12, Matthew Wilden.
We saw how vital Spilios was last Sunday.
Haven't seen much of him yet.
No, not today. Last Sunday, best game I've seen him play this season, that's for sure.
So Wilden now coming in. Fair old angle to contend with. Kicks on the way.
He likes it.
Likes it. Fist pump. Here we go. The Roos are on. 3 goals to Barmera Monash, 2 for this quarter and 1 to Matt Wilden. So the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard is 3 goals to 20 for Barmera. Plays Loxton North 2 goals, 1-13.
Look, this is an unusual Barmera attack we're seeing because they're actually pushing the ball forward at every opportunity and not looking to hold it off halfback. They're actually playing almost a Loxton North game against Loxton North.
You've got to adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
I think they're not being allowed that slingshot footy that they used to. So
yeah, yep.
So the scoreboard might be a touch off.
It's 1 point, 3-3-21.
There we go.
8-point lead on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard to Barmera Monash with 15 minutes left in this second quarter on the Murray Pest Control clock.
Ball up, there is. Hampel got a tap away, but Barmera Monash read it very well. That was Wellington that's now in the ruck for the Barmera Monash Roos, and they've gone the attack again. Patrol, a booming kick deep in the forward lines.
Oh,
they all flew up for a Mark Wesley. No one got their hands on it cleanly. And
free kick going to... No.
It's going to be Vomard.
Yeah,
to
Vomard
come
again.
out with this.
Well, if Adam Wesley clunked that would have
boy.
been the mark of the day for Grower Services Riverland, without doubt.
There was a big pack flying for that one. Vomard now kicks towards the halfback. Scotty Lewis is the big target, but a couple of Roos are there to spoil the footy. Jake Smith's in there, but he's copping some close attention from the Panthers. But Wilden's got the footy now in the pocket. Snaps towards goal into the hot spot.
Push
There's a
out
push
the
in
back. Yep. I'm no umpire, but I saw that here. Umpire says play on advantage. Oh, a bit of a stop. That was Beswick. Looks for Shapley, or is it Obst on the far wing? I reckon that's Obst.
It is Obst.
Got to move the ball on quickly, fellas, and get across that line of footy. You can't hold it up and let Barmera get numbers back.
Finds
Alec Kudra brings the ball back in the middle to Zach Wooldridge. Boom it, fella. Boom it forward.
small kick away.
Here's the turnover, fellas.
Yep, and we saw this last week at Renmark. They could get the footy to half forward, but couldn't get it past.
It's what Barmera do so well, set up behind the footy, and there was just no target.
That's why you just
moving
got to
target
kick it
at all.
long to a pack, I think, when you get caught like that.
So a stoppage. Kent's got the crumbs, but doesn't go too far, and we'll have another ball up.
Loxton North had to pay the same price against Renmark last week too, Ben, with getting picked off at half-back and rebounded against.
They did. Problem is, if you bomb it in, it can become quite easy to be cleared out as well. So
unless you're manned up.
well,
yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
So Hodgson with the footy here for the Roos. Kicks across the ground. Finds Patrol A.
Having a great game.
Having plenty of the footy early and a couple of good marks to go with it. So Patrol A kicks towards forward 50. D. Michelle's got the run at the footy. Doesn't have the height to go with it though. But Dylan Eleftheriadis is trying to get Reece Lehman off him. That was a strong mark by Dill Lefty.
Yep. First grab, final grab. That's always a mark.
Just held up here though, the Panthers. But they do go through the middle of the ground. Tommy Eleftheriadis is the target. Ball goes over his head. Kutra's there, the right, and shrugs off a Barmera Monash opponent, and they're out here through Tyson Kent. Piercing kick inside 50. Ryan Proud's got a bit of space to work with here if he wants to. The dummy with a handball
goal, fellas.
Left foot snap, if you don't mind, Ryan Proud.
Now, fellas, that is the clubhouse leader for the Surf to Seat Loxton goal of the day.
He's an entertainer.
No, he sold more candy than a lolly company then. That wasn't just one or two bags. That was a B double load.
Looking at these killer pythons in front of you, boys. And
You were just waiting for Ryan to be tackled there, but didn't. Only Ryan Proud could do that.
I don't think it's the first time he's done it either, fellas.
very impressive. So, and a much-needed goal for the Panthers as well, because Barmera Monash strung together a couple there. So, game tightens up once again. Only 2 points in it.
You saw how dangerous they were when they quickly ran that ball through half forward, and it was Kudra that ran it through and got it out.
Yeah, well, he just broke free from his opponent, and then off to the races he goes.
So can the Panthers take a bit of confidence out of this? They lose the subsequent clearance.
Di Michelle in the middle for the Roos as well.
Yeah.
Barmera Monash going on the attack. Can they make something out of this? Wilden gets the footy out, finds Trent Ogle on the 50 arc. He gives it a booming kick to the top of the square. No one able to mark it. Spills over the back. Wesley from Loxton North. It's a loose footy. Rushed over
Gee whiz,
through
that was
Beswick.
an interesting play because Trent Ogle had a couple of short options out wide, but he went direct to the goal square.
One of them might have been the skipper as well.
Yeah.
Fraser Sampson, though, intercepts well for the Roos. They've got plenty of time and space here. Aiden Hodgson, snap on the way, 30 metres out. Bang, goal, instant reply for the Roos. Huge goal from Hodgson, the youngster, who's been fantastic this year and having an influence already today in the prelim final of all days.
Yeah, gee whiz, that's how you like to answer an opponent's goal, isn't it? You don't want them getting two in a row, you want to quickly hit back.
I don't think North were prepared there for Sampson to chop off, because there was 3 or 4 Barmera Monash Roos standing around with no opponent there. Hodgson had all the time in the world inside 50.
I think that's the difference in play to date, fellas, is Barmera looked far more composed, had far more options, and have, I think, maybe outworked the Panthers a little bit to have those options.
It is a hot day, so whether that might pay off in the long run as well.
Loxton North seem to be a bit of ball watching, Ben, and losing their opponents by watching where the ball's going.
But still only a kick or so in it. Lockie Winnell.
The Panthers have got Sherpig back in the ruck, but it's Wellington that gets the kick. Gives it a 9-iron. No one able to get underneath it. Barmera Monash now pick up the crumbs. Scott Lewis, he's stepped up a couple of notches now. Gets the footy out to Sherpig. Takes the footy wide. Kudra now running onto the footy. Had to bump one opponent. Manages to get back on it. Works around one, works around two. And gets a handball away. Is that going to go over the line? It has.
There's a free kick here to Kudra. Sampson just dealt with him a little bit after the ball. So Kudra's off here. He tries to take on Sampson, but corral pretty well. Goes through the middle, finds Justin Proud. He's got a runner on the outside if he wants to use him. He does.
Here's the danger here, unless that ball goes exactly to Fletcher, which it did. It was good play.
Still not a lot of options. A bit of movement up in front of him, though. So a few Loxton North players presenting. One of them is Ethan Wagner.
Perhaps his first touch for the game, fellas.
Takes the footy wide, looks for Coney.
Kick.
Oh, great mark.
Kick.
That's Jonty Coney.
Jeez, he got some hops on him.
Yeah, for a little fella.
Got up pretty high there. Do you reckon he's got the distance, Lockie? You'd know better than most.
Oh, he's kicked a few goals this year. He was playing a bit at West Adelaide under-18s. That's why he was missing last week. Goes on the kick away quickly to Obes.
I don't think it's going to count, though. I reckon it's going to come back.
Both those Coney boys, fellas, not prisoners of gravity.
Absolutely not. So a few in last week.
So Jonty Coney now. He was, as I said, in the under-18s at West Adelaide for a fair chunk of this season. Still played a few games for the Panthers, though. It's back to 8. Ball's on the way. Gives it everything he's got. It's a wobbly old kick to the top of the square. Someone's marked that.
That looks like Opes has pulled that one down, fellas.
Tell you what.
That's mine. That's my Growers Services Riverland mark of the day so far.
There it is, fellas. And now I think even he's a massive chance right inside the 10-yard square. And I think that's the sort of play that Loxton North have got to do a bit more of. Get some numbers forward into a packed situation and try and make it into a contested game.
Yeah, Mindery's Footballer of the Year 2023 slots it. And there it is. Give him the medal already.
That's his second goal of the day and brings scores back to Barmera Monash 4-4-28. Loxton North 4-1-25.
How many people live in Mindery?
Oh, the population would be less than 30. And I think there's only one that plays football currently. Oh, there's a couple. But Nobby, you got any opposition to that? The
no,
Mindery Footballer of the Year award?
You could nearly call him Mindery Halladin Footballer of the Year. You throw Halladin in, that doubles the population to double figures.
Exactly
from
right.
what? 8 to 16? Oh,
Yep.
I'm going to look this up in the next census
fellas,
in a minute.
In a couple of weekends' time, there'll be thousands there watching the Sport of Kings, the Melbourne Cup of the Bush.
Absolutely. So Jack Obes slots the goal, and the Panthers still very much in this one. They trail now by 3. Ball up back in the centre. Umpire's seen something. Got a player on the ground here, just taking a bit of time to get up, and that's Sherpig.
Gee whiz, fellas, we've seen some great footy, aren't we?
Sherpick, no one got their hands on it. Ruckman seemed to be losing it in the sun a bit today. Butterworth gets the clearance, kicks it up towards the pocket, towards the wing. Barmera Monash, a tackle there. Great stuff from Beswick. And that's a kick. A few players having a few words with each other out there. It was Hodgson was the one that was tackled.
Feeling, boys, plenty of feeling.
Beswick, they're all calling for it. Gets told to play on.
Hodgson wanted him there.
Yeah, gave him a bit of a tap after there too. Gets it to Justin Proud, the wily old veteran. He manages to get a kick away whilst tackle, doesn't go too far, and umpire says my footy.
That was well done by the Panther players around the ball there, and they knew that Barmera Monash's modus operandi is to get that ball to a player behind the play, and they'd manned up.
They're going to get a free kick here. Sherpick, the ruckman. Just going to a little chip kick.
Finds Proud. Proud must have found out there's a $100 voucher for best on ground today for Riverland Steel because he's picking up a few possessions.
Drilled it to Ryan, who I don't think was expecting it, but was quick enough to get his hands
dealt
up
with that quite well.
Bit of a slips catch. Good kick to the top of the 50. No one able to mark it. Tommy Lefty was pushed out, and he's going to get a free kick here. Umpire was right there too for it.
Yeah, Miller just getting into his back. He was trying to take the mark, but unfortunately into his back.
Overcommitted a little bit there and just followed through with that momentum. So Tommy Theriadis going back for his second goal of the day on his
potentially another lead change, fellas.
This is what we want to see. It's a tight game of footy here at Panther Park.
So Tommy Lefty kicking from, I'm going to say, 40-ish out.
These ones directly in front, Lockie, are the hardest.
Ball's on the way. It's going to drop short.
Particularly if you kick it like that, Nobby.
Yeah, another helicopter punt.
If, we use the term 9-iron kick a fair bit, that was a 3-wood. Very low. So Butterworth take the kick in for Barmera Monash. Still the Roos with the lead.
Coming out to the defensive side of the ground.
He's stolen about 10 metres there, and it's going to work out for the Roos because they've got it all the way up to the wing in two kicks. Reece Lehman's leading the race of the footy, but it bounces over everyone. Mock's there, reads it pretty well, steps through traffic, gets a kick away as well. How good was that? Michael Mock finds Reece Lehman on the run here. Jake Smith's got a one-on-one. Both players fall over. Wesley's there trying to crumb the footy. Jake Smith's on the bottom of a pack, and someone's going to get a free kick.
Yeah, it's a high tackle on Wesley by Wesley.
So...
Gee, that would have happened a fair bit in the backyard, I'd imagine, fellas.
Hazard a guess. So this will be Dan Wesley with a shot if he wants it for Barmera, unless he wants to give it off. But
I think he'd be wanting to kick this one against his brother, wouldn't he?
Well,
it's Dan.
Take some kicking from the pocket. Comes in. Opts for the drop punt. I think he's just going to kick that to the hot spot. Nobby, there's a big pack that flies, but spoiled over the line by Tyson Kent. It's going to be a point.
Yep. It was an interesting contest between the brothers Wesley.
It's probably, I think the Demons would probably like to have both of them run the round this year. Kick comes in.
For those listening from a while, I'll just follow this for a second. Ball now moving out through Loxton North. A couple of quick handballs or a couple of loose ones. Kent, Kudra got a kick away, but Barmera Monash go on the intercept. Now it's...
Nice spoil by Judge Sherpick there at half-back. Scrubs the ball forward, but only back to his Barmera Monash opponent, which was, I reckon, Spilius, sending that ball back towards goals. No, he's Spilius.
Spills over the line. Loxton North got out of jail there.
Butterworth.
Yeah, Butterworth, yep.
What you got?
That just we talked about Mindary's population just before, and I wasn't far off it.
Did you go there and count them?
No, I went to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Great resource if you want to get into journalism.
Come on,
Stats 32.
Okay.
2021 census.
Lovely kick from Loxton North out of back lines to Vumard, the captain, who takes the ball and drives it long to half forward towards Coney Jonty, who is more inclined to get up on the back of his Barmera opponent to perhaps put his hands on the footy.
Bit on the line here in the middle of the ground. Umpires paid a free kick, so Barmera Monash are going to come away with the footy.
Getting pretty close to half-time here in this prelim final on the Murray Pest Control clock.
Barmera Monash player Jamison Whitbourne into the boundary. He looked like he might have hurt his fingers in that contest. He's just run off interchange. Can you get the binoculars on? Get the old 1060s onto him,
Just having a bit of a look.
He's got the binocs going. Meanwhile, the ball's
Yeah.
come inside 50 for the Roos. Big pack flies.
He's just holding his finger.
Yep. Left
Cutting
hand.
to the trainers. Yeah, left hand.
He relips.
He doesn't look in too much pain.
Might be a chance on goal. Ball build out into the pocket for the Roos, but Panthers got a lot of bodies around the ball here. Scott Lewis dishes a handball out to no one in particular. He's going to have to rove it himself, but Jake Smith's there first. Gets rid of the footy, but it's going to come back despite the shot on goal. It's Jake Smith, I believe, or maybe even Wesley. Someone's been pinned holding the ball regardless, and Scotty Lewis has got the footy.
With 5 minutes left on the Murray Pest Control clock in the first half of this preliminary final on 5am Riverland football from Loxton North Oval.
Spoke about the crowd earlier today. Nobby certainly hasn't dwindled since the earlier games.
Grand final style crowd here.
Great fist from Mock. Spoils the ball, but North are going to come away with it. Kent's got the footy. Tries to look inboard. Not too many options here. Just a little bit indecisive is Kent, but does well to find Vomard at the heart of centre half back. And the Panthers might just try and go quickly if they can here through Fletcher. Goes out wide instead.
Finds Dylan lefty. Kicks up to the centre half
Lovely
forward. Oh,
mark
great
by
mark from
Coney.
Caleb Coney. Caleb Coney, as always, gets the ball on quickly. Looks for a target. Can the Minder down? Finds John Coney. He gets around him quicker. Kicks up to the top of the square. Over the back. It's a hot footy. Can someone from North run onto it? No. Tommy Lefty takes the tackle. That's it's a ball up.
It was
Good,
such an important touch there from just the goal.
Good setup there from North, having of the big Opes.
Opes doing the ruck work again. Barmera Monash defence as always calculated. They managed to work it out.
Freeman's got the ball now for the Roos. The ruckman on the back flank. Been told to play on, so the kick is a little bit rushed towards Ogle. Vomard flies as well, but taking the mark there is Beswick.
Kicks in board, looks for Scott Lewis. He takes the mark.
Waited, but just got away with it.
Cody
Here we
Vomard
go,
looks
though.
to be a little bit sore here.
They're
after that.
open here, Loxton North.
Dylan Lefty. Booming kick into the 50. Deep in attack. Barmera Monash, though, get their hands on it. And a couple of quick handballs. Whitbourne. They managed
Good
to take it
pressure.
out pockets. That's
High-
a tackle.
It was a high tackle, fellas, but it stopped Barmera Monash from leaving the defensive area unimpeded.
That was Coney there as well.
Yeah.
Certainly in the thick of it this afternoon, and maybe a contender for a couple of awards today.
That's not something you've seen Barmera Monash under that sort of pressure recently, Ben.
No, and that's been why they've been able to get out and run on, use those wingmen and flankers. They've been in good form in recent weeks, but ball comes out here to the near side for the comm box. Around the corner, Spilios is the one that takes it over the line, so we'll have a throw in.
It's the Roos that lead by 4 as we approach half-time on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
Just under 3 minutes to go on the Murray Pest Control clock, fellas.
Ball in, drop short. Ruckman just work it over the boundary line, and that's it. We'll go again. No breeze to speak of out there, Nobby.
It's pretty much, if we didn't have a window in front of us, it'd be hitting you right in the nose, right in the face.
Beautiful. Still a lot of voice out there. Ball up. Another stoppage. They're holding it in pretty tight here.
Would you say, Ben, that Loxton North have sort of wrestled back a bit of control of this? I thought they were losing it at the start of the quarter, but
Yeah, I think that's probably that little 3-4 minute stretch is the only time where Barmera really have held the ascendancy in terms of having the ball. So, yeah, North have done well to sort of stop that in its tracks, but still trail by 4 points. With
yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? They're still behind.
It's an arm wrestle, but we know we've seen from North this year that they can score really quickly, so it's only going to take a quick burst of 10 minutes and all of a sudden they could pile the goals on. So Barmera, no doubt, will be wary.
Umpire's just saying something on the ball in. We'll have. Umpire's
So
told.
an extra player here behind the ball for North, so obviously an extra player at the ball for Barmera Monash.
Umpire's seen something, and there's going to be a free kick here to Barmera Monash. That's Jack Albrecht with the footy. Handballs quickly to Butterworth. He was behind. Kicks up the line. Looks for Wellington. Oh, not a bad mark, and a mark of the day contender, no doubt, for Grower Services Riverland.
Couple of bites at it, but held it when it counts. In front of a big pack as well. So the kick is on the way from Wellington. A few players hunting this, but standing up in front of all of them is
Beswick's taken a
Beswick.
couple of nice marks in this last 5 or 6 minutes of this quarter. Having a bit of a purple patch, Brad Beswick, for Loxton North.
So he's lifted today. There's no doubt about it. Ball spills over the back. Josh Nelson, the player from Loxton North, got his hands on it. Kicks into the centre. Looks for Kudra. Does Kudra play on? No. puts the Formula One brakes on and holds up.
Tell you what, he was thinking about it.
I reckon he was off.
Mate, he's got There's no drum brakes there. They're four-wheel discs. Opes was the target. He
Two
couldn't
up
plug them
against
up.
Opes, but the ball comes out to Loxton North to
Umpire's saying
penalised
something.
for
It
a
was a
throw,
throw.
I think. Yeah, for
Yeah.
an incorrect disposal.
It was Opes that was pinged there.
Or Coney. Caleb Coney, I think, maybe.
Ball comes down the line. Hodgson has a fly at it. Goes through his hands, but he's going to get the footy back. So Hodgson sending the Roos forward.
Lovely kick.
Great
from
mark.
T. Michelle.
Great mark from it's Matty Wilden.
Matty
with
Wilden,
the football.
sorry.
Goes inboard back to Hodgson. So the youngster racking up the touches here. He's got options inside if he wants, but chooses to keep going down that flank. Ben Drogmuller again found a bit of space. Has time to deliver the ball inside 50. It's a tall kick, and there's a couple of players flying
There
at
we
it, but
go,
they're going to be beaten by the siren. So halfway through this preliminary final, it's Barmera Monash, 4 goals, 6-30, plays Loxton North, 4 goals, 2-26 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard.
Certainly a thrilling contest. Who will play Renmark in next week's Riverland Football League 2023 Grand Final? Only a half of football separates us knowing. It will throw back to the 5RM studio. Trevor Scott, over to you. Thank you, Trevor. Yes, only a half separates one season ending for one of the sides today and one side continuing on to the 2023 Riverland Football League Grand Final. Ben Lennon and Nobby Norton are alongside me this afternoon. Ben, Nobby, both teams lining up now for the second half. What's the story, Ben? Who's going to take this one out?
Oh, look, it's been an arm wrestle so far. I think both teams have been fairly content with how they're sort of shaping up coming into the second half. I think North would probably be pretty happy that they stopped Barmera getting a bit of a run on, which it looked like they might early in that quarter, but by contrast, Barmera have been able to control the game for periods as well. So it's 0-0 for me at the moment. I reckon it starts again now, and this third quarter is going to be massive.
I couldn't agree more, Ben. For those listening on, goal kickers for Barmera Monash, Ben Druggermuller with 2 singles to Matthew Wilden and Aidan Hodgson. For Loxton North, Big Jack Oates with 2 goals, the first and the latest. And a single for Ryan Proud, an absolute cracker of a goal, and one to Tom Leftherius. I'm thinking Proud has to be a multiple goal scorer if Loxton North are going to win this game.
Yep,
and I think for Barmera Monash, they probably need to get a little bit out of Sam Di Michelle.
Oh, he's the man. He took it out of my mouth, Nobby. He's the one, and we've seen him stand up in third quarters in the last few weeks and put on a bit of a show for the crowd. So can he do it again, Lockie?
Either of those 2 game winners are going to be the ones, I think, for their prospective sides.
Here it is, ball back in the centre, umpire, what's the ball up in the air, and there we go, siren sounds, we are underway, the second half of the 2023 Riverland Football League preliminary final, both sides fighting hard to get the footy out of the square, and it's going to be Barmera Monash to get the free kick, and that's Butterworth, gets it on quickly, takes it up to centre half forward, Di Michelle also hunting around the pack there, you've also got... Oh, Nobby, he's right in the game already, I reckon.
Yeah, he made sure the umpire didn't miss that one, fellas. It was there, but he made sure that umpire Charlton never missed it.
He's a fair way out, but he can kick this. Yeah. And I think you can tell by the way he's turned his back on his teammates, and he's going, you know what, boys, don't worry, I'm gonna have a crack at this one.
What is he, about 40 metres out? You take the kick from? 45 maybe?
A touch more, yeah, 45, 50-ish. But yeah, we've seen him kick goals in the last couple of weeks in important matches, and none more important so far than the preliminary final. So Sam Di Michelle for the Roos comes in, and the kick is on the way from the paint, from the 50-metre line. He's got all of it, but it's just offline, so it's a minor score to kick things off.
Distance, not a problem there, Ben.
Flushed it. Yep.
It's a fair roost, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been all of the, 55, 60-metre kick.
Yep. Still counts for 1.
Yep. So they sneak ahead by 5 points on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Not much has separated either side all day, fellas. Less than a goal, I think.
Yep, it's been an enthralling contest so far, and it's going to continue here for the second half. There's a big pack that's flying at the ball from the kick out, but it's going to be a free kick to someone from Loxton North.
Cody Vimard, the captain, Loxton North captain, is coming out with this free kick.
Just wore one a little bit there, I think.
That's Cody. Switches sideways, finds Shapley. Just hold station for a second. Small kick over the top. It's going to drop short. Can the Panthers work their way out of this one? Shapley gets his hands back on it. A wayward handball to Cody Vemard in the middle. The Panthers try to run this one forward. They manage to get a kick away to Josh Nelson, who kicks up to half forward. Bit of a push out, but umpire says play on.
Great fend off by Mock. And Barmera Monash are able to mop up through the skipper here, and he's got a few options out wide.
Yeah, both teams playing the run and gun style up and down the middle of the ground, really.
A quick start to this quarter. So Whitbourne now with the footy in the middle of the ground for the Roos. Goes past the man on the mark, breaks his ankles and kicks inside 50, but there to mop up is Tyson Kent. So the Roos
do you think fellas sides, both sides looking for an early ascendancy so they can perhaps break the others?
Call it the premiership quarter for a reason, Nobby.
Kent goes to the boundary line. Finds Caleb Coney, small kick over the top. Finds Kudra.
Is it Kudra? Yep.
Kudra handballs to Lewis. Lewis over the top to Tom Eleutheriadis. He takes the game on. He was tackled, went on the boundary line, handballed back inside. They run the footy over the line. Both sides saying no, it's a ball in, and umpire I think is going to do this.
Kudra handballed that ball, looking for the return ball so he could get on his wheels going.
He's a massive barometer for them. If he's up and running, the North are probably playing pretty well because he uses that run and gun. So.
Good tap forward from Freeman in the contest there, but didn't go too far.
You've got to say the shorter ruckman for Barmera Monash doing pretty well against the big fella from Loxton North.
His own Freeman, he can jump.
Sherpig taps, finds Lewis. Lewis gets a handball out to Ryan Proud. Ryan Proud kicks up into the 50. Looking for Coney. That's Jonty. He couldn't get it. He tackled a player without the footy, and that'll be a free kick.
It's fine to put the pressure on, but not fine to give easy kicks in the back lines.
So Barmera Monash now in defence. They go on the switch. Millard now has got more time. Gets it out sideways. And Mark right in front of us here in the commentary position. Yeah. Mock with the footy.
Barmera Monash getting the ball too easily out of deep defence to half-back.
Mock, that was a wayward kick off the boot, and that's out in the full.
Uncharacteristic, normally a good user, Nick Mock. But the Panthers going to get a second chance to go inside 50 here as Mock apologises to Wilden down the line.
I think this is the problem when you play this defensive side of the ground, Ben. You always run the risk of a mongrel punt going out of bounds.
31 plays, 26 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
Aldridge now with the footy for the Panthers.
Such a beautiful kick. You need to give him a lead 40 or 50 metres away because he can find you.
He is going to go inside 50 for the odd metre kick.
Proud's the target. That's Ryan. Barmera got a few hands in there. Ryan gets his hands back on it. Kick when he was tackled. Looks for Coney. Can Coney shake the player? He can't. Umpire still a hot footy here. Yep. Loxton North getting the free. No.
Bonnie right onto Coney there, wasn't he? Yeah.
Wore him like a glove. That was impressive because he was looking to get out the back, Coney, but the Roos now come away with it through Sampson here in the pocket. So just holding up play a little bit. Don't want to go too hard. They've been burnt before, the Roos. Does eventually go down the line. Hodgson is there to fly. Wilden comes over the back. It's going to be a free kick to someone. Hodgson has the ball. So the Roos cop the free kick and he goes down the line, but straight to the skipper.
Oh, that's a courageous mark from Vomar there.
Back with the flight. Very impressive. He's told to play on, so Freeman puts the pressure on. Dylan there with Ferrier. This is the target down the line.
Yeah, with a bit of pace.
Robes his own footy in the contest and kicks inside 50.
Tommy Lefty. Has he marked that? Oh, he got 2 bites at the cherry there.
I don't know if it landed on his belly or landed on the ground next to him, Lockie, but it was a nice contest just the same.
That would have been the mark of the day for Grower Services Riverland. Kent takes the ruck work, one of the shortest rucks we've seen all year. Managed to get a clearance, though.
Well, he's probably leading the hit-out count by this point.
Ball now 25 out from North goal. Kent's going to have another crack in the ruck. Oh, 3-on-1 here. Umpire's called something, yep. The push out in the ruck.
Unfortunately, that's what happens when you're not a usual ruckman. You can give away infringements.
There's a little bit of back chat here, so it's going to be a 25-metre penalty. Millard will have the footy for the Roos, so they get a free exit outside 50 here.
Yeah, 26 plays 31. It's the visiting Roos that are leading. Just a quarter and a half left.
Both sides want to go. They want to grab the ascendancy here, but neither willing to give an inch. It's an intriguing contest so far.
Whitbourne out to the far wing. Now got right in front of the North supporters there, and that is just a sea of navy and white over there.
That looks real good in there. That looks, there's definitely a few heads in there.
Whitbourne now trying to robe his own footy. He's under a lot of pressure. The Panthers managed to steal this one, but it's a loose footy again. There's Sampson out to Patrol A. Patrol A kick up to the top of the 50. Umpire said something though. Yep.
Yeah, Sampson was held without it, so he's going to get the footy right in the middle of the ground. So probably would have rather the play go on there. I think Matty Wilden had the footy and was ready to go.
I'm just thinking, fellas, a comedy of errors from both sides here at the moment.
Yeah. Who's going to make it count? Whitbourne sends it inside 50. De Michelle goes back with the flight. Strong contest from all players there. There's about 4 or 5 of them around the ball, and both teams scrapping to get this one out, but it's going to be a ball up just inside 50 for the Roos in front of the scoreboard.
Which is 4 goals, 7, Barmera Monash 31 to Loxton North 4-2-26 on the Aquatic Weed Control scoreboard.
Still under a kick in this one.
No goals yet in this second half of the preliminary final on 5RM Riverland football here live from Loxton North Oval.
Just watching Fraser Sampson there. He's calling the traffic out there. Umpire's saying something. North are going to get the free here. No, it's going to be a ball in.
Yep. Coach directing traffic on the field.
Justin Proud now, he's direct opponent.
De Michelle collects the footy, can't quite grab it cleanly.
And he's tackled.
And that's holding the ball against De Michelle.
Gee whiz, he's having a presence though, just the same, fellas. He's starting to get his hands on it.
Kicks up. Whoa. Oh, they all flew up for the mark. No one able to get their hands on it cleanly though. Now booming kick into the Barmera 50. Josh Nelson from Loxton North trying to stop Wesley. That's a fierce contest. Ball goes to the pocket. North got out of this one. There's a few words getting said out there.
Gee, the arm wrestle continues, fellas. I'm thinking Barmera Monash got him slightly on top at the moment.
Yeah, I think
just can't put it on the scoreboard.
Deep inside the Barmera 50, Reece Lehman's the target. Cody Vomard does well to take the intercept mark.
Gee whiz, he's keeping his team in it, fellas.
As he has done for a lot of this year. He's been a stalwart down back for the
Looks
Panthers.
for
And
Kudra.
Kudra is out, and he's off on the wing here right in front of us. 2 bounces already for Kudra. Does he go a third? No. Kicks inside 50. Obes leading up at the footy. He's not going to get there. There's a pack in front.
Oh, Wagner.
And a strong mark taken by Ethan Wagner.
He's got Proud on his own in the goal square. Can he get it to him?
Ryan Proud bumps behind the play. Barmera managed to clear it out. Fraser Sampson on his own with the footy.
Not sure how he got there that quickly.
Yeah.
And out to, I think that's Hodgson there. No, Patrol 8.
Yeah, who's, fellas, I tell you what, he's got a few ticks next to his name on my card.
Patrol 8 kicks up, but intercept from Wesley.
He just lost one.
Let me just raise one of those, mate.
He just lost one.
Wesley goes inboard, finds Vumard. Now they're going on the switch. This is a wild kick.
2-on-1.
Shapley's
Loxton
out
North
there.
Outnumber Barmera.
We've got Wooldridge, handball out. Scott Lewis. Lewis now, kick into the 50. Opes the target. Can he clunk it? No. Spills over the back. Out of bounds.
Yeah, big fella, not quite judging that one and running under it.
Yeah, that's it.
Scott Lewis, great position there for that kick in. But
a great kick from Lewis as well.
Yeah, normally Lewis would be lace out.
200 sample league games. You don't get that by accident. Now it's Coney who's roving the footy. Jonty goes around 1, goes around 2. Kick on goal. He's kicked it.
They like it, fellas. They like it. And I tell you what, that might have just... Hello, going to the goal review, fellas.
Umpires having a chat here.
Umpires, Sticks McKinnon.
Lockie Winnell is on
Just
his feet.
there's a discussion here. The boundary umpires getting in this one as well.
Where's the arc?
Just wanting to see what's going to go on here.
It's
a minor score. Righto.
Look, fellas, I think it went through the sticks. It may well have been touched.
It's a minor score. Okay.
Gee, that might hurt.
27 plays 31 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. The Panthers still trail. Barmera Monash have caught North out here just a bit. Oh, got out of that one just okay.
Another easy exit from back 50 for the Roos, though. Just walking the ball up this near flank. Millard has it now. But Mock has had a lot of easy touches. Whitbourne's going to get another one here. He's got a bit of time to settle. Closing well as Wagner, but Whitbourne kicks down the line over the head of Sampson and Justin Proud. There to clean up is Matt Fletcher for the Panthers. Handballs to Proud, but the Roos putting on some strong pressure here around the forward flank, and it comes up trumps.
Yeah.
Matty Wilden has come away with the footy. He's got Reece Lehman in the paddock, but he kicks it directly to his opponent.
Who puts down a chest mark, by the way, fellas.
It's Dylan Lefty, I reckon that was.
Comedy of errors
Kicks out
here.
of bounds. This will be a kick to Barmera Monash here.
They were out then through Wilden. All he had to do was hit Lehman, and they had a shot on goal.
This is 5-hour football prelim final.
Why isn't that play on, fellas?
Mock.
I don't think he moved his feet.
Yeah, but...
Mock went with a dummy handball. It's marked there. That's Drugamola.
Sending me the perfect kick there from Mock. Drogamola now with the footy.
Already has 2 goals, Drugamola.
He's up there in the contention for the Man of the Match award.
Brings it inboard. Panthers take the ball to the pocket. Wesley for Loxton North gets a kick away. Kudra the target. Oh, they all flew up. Oh, it's been taken high, and that's a free kick to Loxton North. Umpire says play on advantage. It's Kudra with the footy. Gets it out to Wooldridge on half-back. They're going on the switch. Ryan Proud, ball's out in front. Can he make this one count? Picks it up, shakes the tackle. Ryan Proud kicking into the 50. Looking for a target. There's no one home. Coney pushes his player out. Play on's the call. Ball now deep in the pocket. Jonty Coney tackled. And that is... Umpire says my footy. Wow, I thought that was holding the ball.
Lucky to get away with that one, but with all due respects, he did have hold of the footy, but I'm not sure...
That was a bit going on there, Riverland and Mallee. 5-hour in football.
Take a breath, Lockie.
That was a bit of action there.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, went coast to coast there.
Fellas, this just shows you how important this first goal in this third premiership quarter is.
We might not get one at this rate. Might not get one.
Yeah, normally you got to kick. You only have to kick 5 to beat Barmera, and so far they're both on 4.
So the Panthers unable to make the most of this, and Mike. Matty Wilden sat on the shoulders of a couple of North players, but didn't quite pull it down. Kudra now with the footy.
What's he done?
Ryan Proud was the target in the pocket. Shapley's in there, tries to break the tackle. He kicks in board. Ball didn't go too far. Ball spilled into the pocket. Shapley again. Back to Opes. He was tackled. Umpire says play on. This is a comedy of errors. Tackle again. Attack. Can Loxton North make something out of this? Back to Shapley. Shapley now kicks over the top. Marked from Trent Ogle there from Barmera Monash. We might see a bit of calmness back in this game for a second.
Ball in, fellas.
Oh, it is too.
There's a bit of going on here. I think Shapley had about 10 touches in 3 seconds of play there.
It was everything was to himself. Smothered kick, got it back. handballed, got it back.
Goes to show how much these teams want it today. Plenty of intensity out here at Panther Park. It's heating up. Lockie Windle's on his feet. He's back down. He's on his feet. He's back down. A lot going on.
So 13 minutes gone in this third quarter on the Murray Pest Control clock, and not a goal scored yet for either team. And the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard shows Barmera Monash leading by 4 points.
Ball in, Panthers forward pocket, tap over the back. But it's Barmera Monash to clear it out. But Matthew Hampel from Loxton North, the ruckman.
Straight into the breadbasket of the big fellow. He looks up and turns it over to Fraser Sampson.
Where you look for the handball received from the ruckman, I think, boys.
That was a wayward kick, and now the ball's out. But a bit of a spillage there in front of Petrole. He picks it up, finds Spilios on the flank. Can he turn? Can he get your hand on it? He picks it up. Kicks now to centre the footy.
Great kick.
Wesley's the target. No one able to mark it. And ball spills out of bounds. Oh, no. Reece Lehman in the pocket.
He's had a fresh
airy, boys.
And the Panthers clear this one out.
They could be out the other side. Waldridge got the footy.
Gee, it's end-to-end, fellas.
Yeah, this is chaotic stuff. Wagner's got the sit, but a couple of roos go with him. Sullivan gets a handy tap on it. So between himself and Millard, they might just be able to rescue it back a bit of calm. But true to form today, they're going to go quickly down the line.
Freeman now with the footy, just hold station.
Play on.
Handballs back to Butterworth, kicks over the top, finds Strugamuller.
Gee whiz, Lockie, if we only had our effects mic over at Worsty's bar there, late Dean Worst's bar.
Might not be a bad thing that it's set up over this side of the ground.
Yeah, Kudra managed to read the footy, but he got done for incorrect disposal.
Tackle from Trent Ogle. He's got the footy about 10 metres out from Barmera's forward 50. You have to think he goes inside here. Dean Michelle leads up. Short kick instead.
This is 5RM football. 31 plays 27. Barmera Monash with the lead. And the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
Reece Lehman's the target here. He's on his own in the pocket with a couple of Panthers to beat. Good spoil there. It goes out of play, so there'll be a ball in just in front of the scoreboard in Barmera's forward 50.
Gee whiz, guys. The next question is who's going to score the next goal? Could be the winner.
Once again, we may not get one for the rest of the day. Neither side willing to give an inch. The Roos trying to shuffle this one forward. Ball's come out. Shot goes on goal. Point to the Roos. Drugamuller was looking for his third of the day, but check side nothing doing. So the Panthers will get things underway here in a moment.
He sort of looked around to his teammates. He said, well, why didn't you tell me I had a bit more time?
I think voice lacking a little bit there.
You got to say, Ben Drugamuller certainly in contention for the Riverland Steel Best on ground.
Gee, Loxton North, when they bring that ball in from the points, straight down the middle, they don't care what sort of contest it goes to.
It's worked for them all year.
Yeah,
Nelson's got the
taking
footy
it on
now, but handball's only as far as Smith.
No one able to take this one out. Umpire says my footy.
Some good attack on the footy going on here, boys.
Yeah, and on the player with it if you don't have it.
Absolutely. Throwing some weight around from both sides here.
Hampel and Freeman. Smith read the play well. Ball spills over the back. Barmera Monash makes something of this. Taken high. That's going to be a free kick to Barmera Monash.
Yeah. Hampel came charging in at Reece Lehman, who put his head over the footy and wore the brunt of big ruckman Matty Hampel, but Lehman's going to get the free kick for his work. Courageous footy there from the big key forward for the Roos. That's a team lifter, that one. Yeah, if he can go back and slot this is a massive moment for Barmera Monash.
Could be a telling moment and a very courageous attack on the football by Reece Lehman.
Seems to be okay as well. He's got up and he doesn't look too dazed or worried about it, so I think he's going to be all right. He's going to have a shot on goal from 30 metres out. Looking still for the first one in this quarter, fellas.
Yep, and the ninth goal of the game. So very low scoring, but very highly entertaining game.
So Reece Lehman now.
Ball's on the plate. True to form in this game. That's out on the full. That's missed a lot.
So
he couldn't write a script to this one.
Not even a handy point, Lockie.
No.
So it stays at a 5-point game. Barmera Monash leading Loxton North by 5 points on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
It's set up for a serious last quarter here. If no one can break the deadlock in the third, something's got to give.
North take the kick out. They give it a booming kick to half-back. But it's Barmera Monash that read it well, and they get a couple of quick handballs. The Barmera Monash Roos are on through a bit of traffic.
Umpire had his whistle up, but it came...
Likes it off the boot. Mock, it's gone all the way.
Yeah, there we go, fellas.
Michael Mock.
That might well be the goal of the day, the surf to seat Loxton goal of the day.
From downtown, from Mock, kicked that at the edge of the square, liked it off the boot. It's just sailed over the head of everyone in the goal square.
Had his hands up nice and early too, Ben, to give us all an indication that he liked it.
That's what this game needed, boys.
Yep.
That gets us underway in the third. Barmera Monash, it must be said, have had the majority of the play in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
With only 3 minutes left on the Murray Pest Control clock in this third quarter, you'd hardly say a one-goal quarter is a premiership quarter, but it could be.
Talk about captain's goal.
Yes.
Co-captain's goal, if you don't mind. He's been fantastic today, Mock,
Yeah, he
and
has.
for him to go forward and kick a goal is enormous. He's had so much footy across half-back.
Yep.
Oh, Lewis in the middle now, out to Eleutheriadis from Loxton North. North go on the rebound. They kick up to half forward. Can North make something out of this? Coney was tackled without the footy. Oh, okay.
Incorrect
disposal, righto.
Yeah.
So Whitbourne gets the free for Barmera Monash. Small kick over the top, and it was a dangerous one, but it found Bonnie.
I think that's the difference between the two sides.
Mock, brother.
I mean, in Loxton North, their little fellas are up trying to contest for the mark, and when the ball does hit the deck, there's no one there.
Gee, Scott Lewis is going coast to coast at the moment. He's
working hard.
He's just taking the game by the horns.
Oh, another turnover.
Barmera need to make this count. If they can grab another one here, they've had all of the play and they're setting up really well behind the ball. When that's starting to play into their hands a bit more than it did in the first quarter, they're getting a bit more release, like we see here. Butterworth through the middle of the ground. Hunted by John Coney. Doesn't quite get the tackle.
Spilios. This is sort of a bit what happened last week on Sunday.
Deep inside 50, but the mark taken by the skipper again.
I think it's a Beswick this time.
Cody Vomard.
Vomard again, yeah.
Finds Lewis on half-back.
Gee whiz, in my reckoning, I'd have him as Loxton North's best.
I'd say you're pretty much on the money, but still a quarter to go, and the game's on the line.
Ope's back behind the ball.
Yep. Talked about his value as a swingman.
We just Loxton North just trying to hang on here for the last minute and a half of this quarter, I think.
There's a few experienced heads with the footy.
Yeah.
One of them, Nelson's got it now.
Gets told to move it on. Kicks up the line. Tom Eleutheriadis, the target, spills over the back.
Yeah, 3 Barmera Monash players at the ball.
But Kent from Loxton North wins it. Got a hand on it. He's going to get a free. Oh, no, he's not going to get a free. It went the other way.
And it's a 25-minute penalty to boot. So that's stiff for Kent. He worked really, really hard to beat a couple of roos there, but he's unfortunately given away the free kick. So Barmera Monash, again, in control through Spilios.
Yeah, and no matter what you say to the umpire, you ain't going to get him to change his mind. The only thing he's going to change is where the mark is.
Exactly
He'll
right.
move it 25 metres.
Nothing to gain by talking back.
No.
Spilios takes the ball up to half forward. Oh, and a good mark from Wellington.
Yeah. He's had an influence on today's game, Wellington, both in the ruck and forward.
Kick up, finds a Barmera player unchecked.
I believe it's Hodgson with the footy. It's on a tricky angle for the con box. We're working hard here.
It is him, Ben. Well
Goes
called.
to centre the footy. Wasn't marked. Drugamulla front and centre. It's
That
kick
was
on
almost-
goal and it's hit the post.
That was almost Mock pulling in another mark up forward there. That move has been a crucial move for the Barmera Monash side.
Just floating in between the 50s is Mock.
Down to 30 seconds to go in this quarter, fellas. Loxton North just need to hold on here and regroup at three-quarter time.
Justin Proud couldn't quite mark that at half back. Panthers now still attacking the game. Lewis now with the footy on half back. Sees Coney.
Yeah, not enough time to get on the scoreboard. They've got plenty of players ahead of the ball, but the siren's going to beat
Finds Jonty. Jonty Coney. Can he kick it before the siren? Ball's on the way. And it's a wild old kick. Is the umpire seen something here or not? No?
I think it's just going to be a kick in from the pocket.
Right.
I believe. Didn't quite get the contact he wanted, John Coney, but the siren goes. The end of a pulsating third quarter. Barmera Monash, 5 goals, 9:39 plays Loxton North, 4 goal, 3:27 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Still, the arm wrestle continues, Lockie.
Certainly does. Just 1 quarter left in this preliminary final. Riverland football on 5RM. Trevor Scott back in the studio. It is certainly heating up out here. Thank you, Trevor Scott. It is three-quarter time at Loxton North in the preliminary final of 2023. It's the Barmera Monash Roos with a small lead at three-quarter time. Lockie Winnell, Nobby Norton and Ben Lennon this afternoon in the commentary box. And both coaches' addresses, Nobby and Ben, there is a massive crowd around either side at the moment.
Yeah, this would be a good one if you're over in there. I'm not knowing a heck of a lot about Fraser Sampson's work, but I suspect after watching him last week, he's all business. Lefty, it'd be all a bit of a story over there, I think, knowing Terry's past form.
There's a few people engrossed by that story. Yeah. That huddle hasn't moved an inch as the Barmera one has dissipated, so it's going to be it's going to take a while to get these people off the ground.
I think he's still in the Old Testament. Terry's story just quietly.
Chapter 2. Yeah.
Look, you've got to do whatever you have to do to get your side in front. So if it works, we'll be all saying later it was a heck of a story.
What a game, boys.
Yeah, certainly is on at the moment. It's Barmera 5-9 to Loxton North 4-3. That's not correct, though, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is correct.
Yeah, that's the correct score.
Okay.
Yep. And goal kickers for Barmera Monash, Ben Drugamuller with 2, Matthew Wilden with a single, Aidan Hodgins with a single, and Michael Mock with a cracking goal, and that was the only goal of that quarter. For Loxton North, Jack Opes with 2 goals, Ryan Proud with a goal, and Tom Eleftheriadis with a goal. Like we said at half-time, boys, I think we need to see something from Ryan Proud if Loxton North are going to get in front and go on to next week. And the same token, if Sam DeMickley can... Michelle, sorry, I always get that right.
I love Sam DeMickley, Nobby. We've got to keep it going.
Thanks for the text. Shane Uren will be sending me a text as this goes to air to correct me. Look, Sam needs to do a little bit too, I think. Although he sort of threatened in that third quarter, fellas.
Certainly did. The siren about to sound. 1 quarter awaits. Who will play at the Renmark Rovers in next week's Riverland Football League Grand Final? There it is. Let's get underway. It's going to be a big quarter regardless of who takes this one out. Rucks do battle in the middle. It spills to the broadcast side. It's Kudra that gets the first clearance. He didn't know what to do with the footy. Handballed straight into a Barmera player, but it finds its way to Zach Wooldridge. Shapley the target. Spilled over the back. Shapley tried to shake his player. Picked the footy up. Tackled. Umpire says, sling tackle, right, okay, he's going to get the free kick here.
Well, look, they've been consistent on that, fellas. So
a bit of extra momentum there, I think, and Shapley's a little bit worse for wear, so he's definitely made to earn that one, but he gets the free kick, so the Panthers looking to make a early inroad into this deficit here, only 2 kicks out of it.
Centres the footy, and...
That's how they play, though, fellas, Loxton North. Risky, but the rewards are there, yeah.
It's hard to watch sometimes.
You'd have to say the first goal of this quarter, very important to both sides.
Kent got told to play on, just gives it a booming kick to the top of the square. Whoa! They flew up. Opes, I reckon Sherps was in there, but no one able to mark it. And Barmera Monash once again worked this to clear this out. Well, Fraser Sampson there.
Yeah, Kudra without eyes on the ball has given away the free kick, fellas, and fair enough.
Yep. So Fraser Sampson with the free kick on halfback. Looks up, finds
Hodgson with the footy now.
26. Everyone calling for the footy. There's still a big crowd here at Loxton North this afternoon.
I can't help but think, fellas, that should Barmera Monash get this first goal, that could be game over.
Important smother there by Cody Vomar. They were out. The Roos did well to affect that.
We're going to get a ball in right in front of us here in the commentary box.
Sun just creeping down a little bit, Lockie.
Yeah, getting into the danger zone for us as commentators, fellas.
Ball in. It's Opes in the ruck now for Loxton North. Brings it forward. Vumard from Loxton North tries to work it out, but it's Hodgson from Barmera Monash that gets the kick away. He finds Wilden inside the 50.
That's an unbelievable bit of play by Hodgson. Yeah. Wilden's gone on quickly here, though. He's seen something he likes deep. Doesn't quite go to the advantage, but roving the footy for the Roos is Paul Spilios, but doesn't quite make it count. So it's going to be a point for the Roos. Could be a handy point, Nobby.
Yep, they all are, particularly when there's only 12 points in it on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
So Nelson for Loxton North has the kick out, takes it to the far side. No one able to mark it. Hot footy on the ground still, and I reckon the umpire's going to say my footy. You've got to say these stoppages, though, probably certainly favouring Barmera Monash's style. They seem to be able to win it and then hold it in at worst.
Well, it gives them time to set up behind the footy as well, which is arguably the more important thing because it stops North from going forward.
Opes now with the footy on the far wing.
He's played every position on the ground today.
Yep, and probably Rover's the only one left. But
Might be a while before we see that. Kudra now with the footy in front of the shed. Kicks high. Flying for the footy and made to wear one. That's a phenomenal mark.
What a mark, fellas, and I reckon that is Sam Butterworth, is it?
Yep, I reckon it is. I'll get my binoculars out and have a bit of a look.
Make sure of that because he deserves the credit because that was a phenomenal mark.
Yeah,
by
that is Sam Butterworth.
The Roos skipper leading by example there, as has Mock throughout this game, but Whitbourne now with the footy.
That could be the Grower Services mark of the day.
Oh, for courage alone, I think that's definitely in the conversation.
Patrol A now, just hold station.
Frankie Sampson barking orders at him.
Umpire says play on. Kick up to half forward.
Nice spoil by Fletcher, but Loxton North unable to get the ball clear of the pack.
Beswick got a handball in there, but it's Barmera Monash.
Yep.
Oh, Beswick in there. He's going to get...
He's worn one on the shin there.
Oh, he's not in a good way. Oh, Wellington there. Is he holding it? Or he's going to get back up?
Regardless, Beswick with the footy chooses to switch. Goes wide.
This is what Loxton North need to do. 2 goals they've got to find to get level. They need to move the ball quickly.
John Coney does that. Kicks to Shapley. He's got the footy in the middle of the ground now. This is crunch time for North. They need to get a move on soon. Shapley goes long inside 50. Couple of roos flying though, and one of them's got front spot.
I reckon that could be...
That's Mock.
That's the number 20 of Mock again, leading the way across half back. So it's an important intercept mark there for the roos.
I've just had a realisation that mark before may have actually been Jack Sullivan.
Okay.
Yep, change that. Scrub out Butterworth.
Okay.
How confident are you?
Oh, well, I'm just focusing the binoculars now.
Okay.
Yep.
Come back to us.
Definitely Jack Sullivan.
Okay.
Because it's Butterworth with the footy now. Correct.
So that's a VAR correction we've had on that, is it, Lockie?
Yep.
High stakes with that as well.
Absolutely it is.
Now
Now
Services Riverland mark of the day.
It's Millard with the ball at
It's
half-back for
Hodgson.
Barmera. Shoots it out.
We're not lying when we say the sun is in the worst angle at the moment,
was
and it
Hodgson
is
too, Lockie.
ridiculous now. That's Wesley. He gets a kick up to half forward. DeMichele or D. Michelle, as you like to call him, Nobby, with the footy.
Sam. Just Sam
Sam.
D.
SDM. Big SDM.
Yeah, Sam D.
Oh, I'll never forget all the highlights this year. Sam DeMichele is one of the best. One of the best.
Well, it depends where you put the emphasis, Lockie.
Oh, you're...
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was good.
I'm glad I stopped myself.
It was almost as good as the day we gave the best on ground front of 21s to someone who was 28.
The old young charger.
Yeah.
Look, boys, I can't help but feel just that Barmera Monash might just be finishing on top here.
Well, you have to think if they can just ride this out for 15 minutes, they're going to win because they're not letting Loxton North score.
Here we go.
And then got a bit going the other way here. There's a bit of slingshot action. The Roos are going to enter inside 50. Patrol A goes
again.
to, it's either Wesley or Whitbourne, making it hard with the haircuts. Yeah. That is Wesley.
That is Wesley, yep.
Gee whiz, fellas, I'm just working through some of my better players, and I got another tick next to Max Patrol. He's had a 4-quarter effort today for Barmera Monash.
Definitely been up there, and this could break a few hearts around Panther Park if he manages to sail this one through. Dan Wesley.
He's taken all the time he has to because I think he probably knows how important this kick is too.
Oh, look, when you're best part of 2 goals in front in a prelim final, you take as much time as the umpire will let you have.
Wesley.
Ball's on the way. It's a minor score.
And that makes it exactly 2 goals the difference on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
I reckon it's a little bit more than that.
I reckon it's...
Could be 14 points.
Yeah, it is 14 points difference.
14 the difference on the Aquatic Weed Control
Loxton
Australia
North
scoreboard.
Require 3 goals to hit the lead, or 2 goals 3.
What's the time left on the Murray Pest Control clock there, Nobby?
We've got about 13 minutes left on the Murray Pest Control clock, Lockie, so time is going to be the enemy of the Panthers as well here.
Fletcher was the target of the kick out, manages to pick it up as he's standing up, finds Zach Wooldridge, he gets a kick away, looked for Justin Proud, his Barmera opponent got there first, he did the tackle, and now it's Patrol A with the footy. He's played an absolute blinder today for Barmera Monash.
So another inside 50 coming up for Patrol A here, and it's a high one at that. This will take some marking. A few players around the ball. Vomar gets the sit. Out the back is Wesley. He's met pretty quickly by Nelson. SDM is around the footy on the left. What do we reckon about this? Snap is on the way, and it's a behind to D. Michelle.
Gee whiz, fellas, you can't help but feel with the amount of shots Barmera are having on goal that they are finishing better than Loxton North Panthers.
Yeah, as much as Loxton North had a fair bit of footy early.
Risky. kick in from full back, but Scotty Lewis makes it look pretty good, takes a solid mark.
Gee, that's just par for the course for the North.
Straight up the guts.
Yeah, no run from half back and no lead coming at him. So he's had to chip the ball out to the skipper.
Cody Vomard with the footy. Taking the footy wide.
Yeah, easily the Panthers' best on ground today. You're not sure where he fits into the overall picture.
Tommy Lefty is the target. Takes a strong mark, but it's, again, only about 15, 20 minutes gained, and he kicks it straight to Dean Michelle.
He's pretty happy with that. Holds it up, the umpire.
Yeah, he turns wheels and goes, though, on the right foot. He's got an option out the back, and he's absolutely hit it. And there's going to be a pretty comfortable shot on goal here for the Roos.
That's Jake Smith.
Just drifted forward into that pocket.
Boys, this is going to be the stamp on the full stop on the game for me.
Still plenty of time on the Murray Pest Control clock, but you have to say the Roos have got the momentum, and if Jake Smith can kick this, it's going to go a long way to giving them a grand final berth.
The junkyard dog, he knows how much this means.
One of two players who played in their last grand final, last premiership, playing today, and he slots it. And the Barmera Monash Roos go one goal closer to that grand final spot next week.
Boys, you don't have to be an expert to come up with what I'm about to come up with, but when you need 4 goals to win and you've only kicked 4 goals for 3/4 of the footy, I think the job's well ahead of you.
Yep. What do you do, Nobby? You're Terry Eleftheriadis. You got the magnet board there that's copped a few dents through the year. Well, what do you do?
Well, you forget about it, and you just rely on the fact that you've got a team that you hope's fit, and you hope they can perhaps help work their way through it.
This is probably the midfield they need to run with. Those Lewis, Kudra and Kent all in there with Sherpig in the ruck. So it's now or never.
Oh, umpire's seen something.
Apparently not quite now. There's a free kick. It's going to be paid to the Roos. So that's absolutely not what the doc would have ordered for the Panthers.
And here's Wellington, drives the ball forward for Barmera Monash, looking out wide and getting Max Petrole again. Fellas.
Racking up the touches, Petrole.
Yep.
And racking up the inside 50s, it must be said as well. They've been made to count. It goes inside again. Wilden flies.
Lovely mark by Beswick there, half-back for Loxton North. Shoots the ball across into danger territory, but they've got to take the risk.
That's Coney now. He's deep in defence. Finds Proud in the middle.
This is how they want to play. This is their chance. They're going to slingshot forward here. Proud goes central. Looks for Caleb Coney.
I thought he was held there in the ruck.
I think it was a chop of the arms. Yep. Caleb Coney with the footy now. Goes wide. Looks for Kudra. He's got a bit of space and time. If he can pick the ball up, he eventually does. Runs around his Barmera opponent, kicks towards goal. But there to mop up is Dylan Millard. Yeah. That experience, geez, not a bad inclusion to have in the last sort of few games of the season, boys.
Sampson out wide at half-back, not giving the ball back to Loxton North.
Yep, one of the only other player from that 2012 premiership still playing for the Roos.
Yep. I think Barmera Monash are going to just dig in, play out time now, fellas.
Have heard the captain of that premiership side has been keeping close dibs on the Roos' progress this year, Matty Layson.
Oh, yeah, all the way from the NT, Lockie.
Just keeping track of his Barmera Monash Roos. He former captain of the side, last premiership captain.
Be liking what he's seeing today, I would imagine.
Might even tempt him back to the lakeside. Who would have thought? Don't know if that's going to happen.
To help him celebrate.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if he'd break into this side just quietly. Anyway.
Would have thought he might have been getting ready for Super Rules.
Oh, it's Millard with the footy again. Now it's Sullivan out of the back pocket. Gets it up to Hodgson.
He was dumped after he got rid of that, Sullivan. There's a bit of push and shove here. Justin Proud left one in on him, and the Roos don't like it.
And
look, I think this started in the first quarter for these two players. They both had a little bit of a wrestle first time they went for the ball.
Sullivan's still on hands and knees as well. I reckon this one might have hurt.
So,
or he's soaking up a bit of time.
You got to say, Panther Park's been someone getting sent off.
Yeah, Justin Proud leaving the arena.
It's a long jog over to that bench from this side of the ground when you've been sent off, I tell you.
And that's a yellow card. So 10 minutes off. Is that enough time to come back onto the field, Nobby, or is that his game done?
Oh, I think that's game over.
So a Barmera player still getting a bit of attention here.
So here we are, the scoreboard. Barmera Monash is at 6-12-48.
Yep, correct.
To Loxton North 4-3-27.
So it's a 21-point deficit that they're going to have to overturn in under 10 minutes now.
And look, Loxton North have only kicked one solitary point since half time.
Big up and under here. Wellington's got the sit under it, goes over his head. Wesley out the back, collects it, and he's got a bit of pace, does Wesley, goes inside 450, and D. Michelle's got a paddock, and he's got a couple of yards on Bestwick, and he holds his hand up. He's going to slow this one down, take the full 30 seconds and go back and kick on goal to put Barmera Monash into the grand final.
Look, it's been an interesting matchup between Beswick and Sam, but Beswick, I thought, he's had a pretty fair game as well, but right at the end of the game here,
D. Michelle.
D. Michelle's going to do the damage that's going to cost on the score.
I don't mind Ben's call before, SDM. It's a bit like SBW, Sonny Bill Williams.
I've been waiting all season for that to stick. I'm glad it's taken the prelim weekend.
I'll go with it, Ben, because it's easier.
SDM directly in front.
Feels good to hear that out.
35 out. Ball's on the way. He doesn't miss many, but he's missed this one.
Yeah, Sticks McKinnon only bringing up the one stick here.
Do you know what? It's probably not even a bad thing. They've still now got to go coast to coast for the Panthers. No restart. So it's a long way to go when you give Barmera time to set up.
6-14 plays 4-3. It's the Roos with the lead.
Must be said, it could have been a lot worse for North if Barmera managed to kick straight. That's
Whoa, there we go. That's Jack Opes, I reckon. Straight through for a mark of the day. Competitor shovels out the handball.
Nelson now through the middle. Pack flies. Millard's affected the spoil. Yep. Oh, and there's a big tackle being laid.
Another tackle. And we'll get a ball up. Yep, the Mindery's Footballer of the Year still getting the possessions.
Boys, when we do the Growers Services Riverland Mark of the Day, can you do it sort of on a cumulative effect? Because that's Ope's second great mark today.
We've definitely done that with Zach Gartrey of Renmark a few times, I reckon, for a few clunks.
Well, that being the case, I think Opes might have just edged his way to the top of the table in the Growers Services Riverland Mark of the Day, because he took that great mark in the second quarter and kicked a goal.
Yep.
And he's just taken an absolute pack mark that you'd be happy to take at school at recess time, I reckon.
So the Barmera Monash Roos get the clearance away from the stoppage, and they get the footy again. There's Drugamella. He gets a wobbly old kick into the forward 50. SDM tapped it out wide, but it was Coney that read the play well. He gets a handball out, finds Josh Nelson on halfback, looks up the line, spills forward.
North playing with the urgency required, but unfortunately not able to move it closer to goal.
Nice switch here for the Roos, and Spilios got a bit of time. Reece Lehman's also got a bit of space. Takes a mark in front of the Loxton North defender of Bradley Beswick, and Reece Lehman here could ice the game for the Roos after a pretty trying day for a big forward. Hasn't had too many opportunities. Wore a big bump earlier, and he could go back and put the Roos into a granny, put it beyond doubt.
I would say that this is OTFG, boys. Open the floodgates for the Barmera Monash
You've
side.
called it, Nobby. You're pulling the boards out.
Yep.
No percentage in finals.
No, and this is clever footy by experienced footballers. Take your 30 seconds or whatever the ump's going to give you.
So Reece Lehman for the Roos. Drop punt, hangs it left. Never looked like scoring, let alone going through for a goal. So another out in the fall. Reece Lehman, I think he's gone 0-2 today.
Yep. I know we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but
we're allowed to do that, I think.
They're going to be taking on the Renmark Rovers next week.
Yes.
They're going to have to convert a few of these behinds to goals.
Yep.
To,
the Rovers,
take on the Rovers.
The Rovers will make you pay, and you're not going to get as many opportunities
and
either.
This last round of footy, while Barmera have had more and more attacking moves, they have not been accurate at all.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that day at Loxton. Lockie, we were both there.
218 it got to at one stage.
It was disgusting work. But
Nobby was on a beach in Bali.
We were calling points left and right.
I was tuned in, fellas.
I think SDM had about 6 points of the day.
Yeah.
Ball spills out of bounds.
That's a goal, 6 points. Right
in front of us here, and they'll get a ball in.
I think the Junkyard Dog we can see here, he's quite happy with these sides' work today.
Can we get a Murray Pest Control clock update, Nobby?
So
yes, we can.
So Kent tries to tackle Smith.
Just a little over 5 minutes left in the game, so almost getting to the Lee Matthews thing where they need more goals than minutes left.
Coney with the footy on halfback takes the game on. Burns away from Jamison Whitbourne. Kicks over the top, finds Tom Eleutheriadis. Just hold station.
How's the pace of Coney?
Yeah.
He's got some wheels. Tommy Lefty still with the footy on half forward. Kicks into the 50.
With the 9.
And it's going to drop short of the target, which was Ryan Proud, and the Roos with the footy.
If you're a forward, that's not the delivery you want.
That's Aidan Lyon taking the mark there at half-back for Barmera Monash. Shoots it out wide.
And I tell you what, Barmera Monash fans, Get your transport ready.
Oh, boy.
Trent Ogle there gets the ball on. Look, they're playing keeps off now, Barmera, which is what they're very good at, boys.
If they've got some buses going next week, I wouldn't mind getting a ride.
The Roo crew, up and about.
Ben, do you want to jump on board as well?
Oh,
No, look, I think all we can hope for is that perhaps they bring this same effort to against Renmark and give them a bit of a run for their money.
might get another one here. Wesley's got the footy on the forward flank for the Roos.
All on his own in the middle is Freeman.
Called to play on, goes in the direction of Freeman, but lurking out the back. Spilios goes for it, but Kudra's there to mop up. Beswick now with the footy.
Sells the dummy.
Does well, goes to Lewis.
Turns it over, though, unfortunately, and here comes Fraser Sampson, but he too.
Do you know what? That is one of the first times I've ever seen Fraser Sampson pinned for incorrect disposal or holding the ball. It doesn't happen very often.
Oh, ball's got to come back here.
You know why, Ben? I don't think he even knew he had it.
No, a lot of time to think.
He wasn't expecting it, and when it did come to him, I think he didn't know he had it.
So Mason Eckerman with the footy on half-back. Loxton North, less than 4 minutes to run. The Murray Pest Control clock. Kent with the footy in the middle.
He's had a fair
Goes
go
on the
all day.
attack. Looks for Minder's Footballer of the Year. Jacobs, he couldn't get a mark on it. And the Barmera Monash Roo defenders once again clear it out.
Gee, Mock again down there organising the defence for Barmera Monash. Had a great game.
Yeah, he's been fantastic today.
This is Bonnie with the ball off half-back. Gets a shove in the back as he kicked, but it's play on.
Still the Roos on the attack.
In goes Hampel onto the left foot. Gets it forward, but only as far as the junkyard dog, Jake Smith, and he steers it forward, but can't find anyone. He finds Zach Wooldridge at half-back for Loxton North.
It's still lefty with the footy, kicks it up to Nelson.
Still lefty, sorry.
Yep. It's all right, Nobby. The sun glare is pretty bad.
Oh, we're fighting here.
This is Zach Wooldridge, I reckon, fellas.
Yep, nailed it.
Wouldn't mind a visor at this stage.
Be a good look for you, Lockie.
I'm thinking an automotive
Scott
one. You
Lewis
flick
with
down, with a little
Scott
mirror.
Lewis with the ball brings it through the middle. Do you think this might be his swan song, Lockie?
No, I think he's very much keen to saddle up again.
Good.
He was a bit disappointed with, getting injured and missing a few games this year, so no, definitely he'll be playing
Fraser
again.
Sampson gets the ball to Wellington, gets it back from Wellington, looks up, as he normally does, looks
Great
for a player.
kick. Perfect kick from Sampson, finds Butterworth. He turns and goes.
Butterworth doing some work forward at the moment.
Yep. Getting a bit of a rest, perhaps. Big, long left foot kick. Inside 50. Ball in contention at the moment. Roos fighting, but they've given away a free kick, so North are going to come out with this one.
And the thing about Scott Lewis saddling up next year, you know that Ryan Proud will as well, because those
he's
two
the
can't be split.
League-leading goal kicker, why wouldn't you? Although
Could go out on top.
Sometimes it's better to go out with people wanting a bit more, isn't it, Ben?
Is it a bit like the Australian captain thing when, they stay on and play a few more seasons, but not as the captain?
Oh, don't think so.
Because we've seen that a few times now.
You don't see it very often nowadays, though.
Ball up to the far wing, but it's Barmera Monash once again that look hungry, and you know what, they're just riding out time in this game because they know they're off to Waikerie next Saturday.
Yep, too good today, Barmera.
Look, the story's been Loxton North's inability to score, fellas, and whether that's through Barmera denying him the ball or choking their offence.
Well, I think, when you're looking at the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard, you're only seeing 7 scoring shots from one of the highest scoring teams in the comp.
And 1 point in the second half of football.
Exactly right. Barmera have done well to shut them down and own the footy in the second half in particular. It's been really impressive.
North defence have battled hard, but they haven't provided any opportunities for their attack, really.
So
Opes again with one hand this time. He is definitely looking to wrap up that Growers Services Riverland mark of the day, fellas.
got a tough call to make very soon. The best on ground for Riverland Steel.
Good Lord.
I think I've got mine. I'm about to write it down.
A few ideas, fellas.
So I'm going to write mine down right now.
Okay.
This is a secret ballot.
Right.
Okay.
The ball moves up towards
Gee whiz.
Loxton North's end, but it's Barmera Monash to clear it out
No
again.
one's looking over my shoulder here.
No, just don't whisper it to yourself. So the Riverland and Mallee on 5
How do you
RM
spell SDM?
Butterworth with the footy on back flag, just small kick back inboard. And it really has been a strong performance from Barmera Monash. They missed the finals last year, and they'll be back pretty soon. So let's do the sums just quickly. And I think we've worked it out.
You wouldn't believe it.
It's a
Pretty
draw.
sure there's a tie.
All right.
But
Well,
we can do a count back.
well, we can give them $50 each of the Riverlands to a $100 gift card.
We can give it this year.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Look forward to saying those two names pretty soon. So,
What's happened in the game?
Barmera Monash are playing a bit of basketball
Millard with
footy.
the ball at half-back for Barmera Monash. Shoots it right out to the scoreboard pocket.
It's a
And
training drill.
That's it, fellas. That's it. It's game over. It's Barmera Monash, 6 goals, 13-49, beating Loxton North 4-3-27, a 22-point victory to Barmera Monash.
Yep.
But it seemed much more than that, fellas.
Yep, the Roo crew are up and about. Loxton North out in straight sets. Disappointing end to a strong year from the Panthers, but it's all about the Roos today, and they take on Renmark next week. What should be a cracker at Waikerie?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Look, we're going to take a quick break here at Loxton North. We've got a lot to unpack, but just reaffirming that. It's Barmera Monash that will be heading to the grand final next Saturday at Waikerie. They'll take on the Renmark Rovers. Trevor Scott, over to you.